Welcome to another episode of Blonde in the Kitchen. Today my mom will be making cookie crusted apple pie. For our pie, we use 4 apples, and the full recipe will be on a recipe card at the end of the video. But we peel, core, and quarter the apples and then slice them nice and thin. We're using a Honeycrisp apple, but you can use a Granny Smith apple, any apple that is firm and will stay whole while baking. To keep them from browning, go ahead and add lemon juice to your apple slices before moving on to the next step. So the second step to making our apple filling is melting butter, adding white sugar, brown sugar, and all of the rest of our filling ingredients to this mixture here. So we want this to come to a boil before adding our nutmeg, cinnamon, flour, and cornstarch. Once we see this comes to a boil, we add in our cinnamon and nutmeg, our flour and cornstarch, mix this together and let it come to a boil once more, and then we set it aside to let it cool before adding it to our apples. While we wait, we're going to make our dough. So here we're adding granulated sugar to our already whipped butter. Once the granulated sugar has dissolved and is mixed into the butter, we add in our eggs and mix until we have a texture like this. Here, my mom is gradually adding her dry ingredients to the mixture until all of this is combined. This dough that we're making here is a delicious butter cookie dough. It's a fun twist to making an apple pie. Using a cookie dough is just a little bit different. You don't need to use cold butter. You get to have the flavors of both a butter cookie and an apple pie in this delicious dessert. Now that we're done with making our dough, we're going to set it aside and let it chill in the fridge. We like to split it up into 3 pieces. So we have one big piece for the bottom of the pie. We're going to have a smaller piece for the top of the pie, and then an even smaller piece set aside in the fridge for our leaves. Let this chill in the fridge for at least an hour, and here we're going to mix our apple filling now that the mixture is cool. And we're also going to set this aside while the dough is chilling. So now that the dough has chilled, we're going to roll out the bottom piece. So for us, we like to make it about 1/4 inch thick. And since our pie dish had ripples on the sides, all we're going to do is press our thumb into the ripples. This helps with creating a really beautiful and tasteful looking edge to our pie. And it's kind of a nice cheat. It makes it look like as if we did it on our own. So at this point, once you've pressed in the pie edges, go ahead and cut any excess dough from the sides. And once that's complete, we're going to fill our pie dough. Apples tend to shrink when they bake, so we're going to overfill the pie. The apples will be a little bit higher than the height of the pie shell at this point. But we're going to cover it with another piece of dough, so that is perfectly fine. And again, we're going to go all around the ripples of the side of the pan. Once you like the depth of the ripples, again, we're going to cut the sides of excess dough, and we're also going to cut 4 little slits on the top of the pie. You may ask why we do this, and we do it for many purposes. It helps ventilate while it's baking in the oven. Your apples inside bake better. And after you add the little slits, the little vents, go ahead and egg wash your pie and add your leaves or whatever decoration you have for your pie before egg washing once more and placing it in your oven. Place your pie in the oven at 350 degrees for 35 to 45 minutes. And here's the recipe as promised. This is our beautiful, delicious cookie crust apple pie. We're going to show you a side view so that you see what the apple filling looks like inside once it's baked. Definitely let your pie cool before slicing it. Let us know if you've enjoyed this video by giving us a like and commenting down below of your thoughts. If you'd like to be notified of future videos, go ahead and click the subscribe button in the middle of this screen, along with hitting the bell to be notified of future videos.